people have been talking about DK Oldies online and how high their video game prices are. And we're going to find that out in this video. The first system I wanted to look up was a Nintendo 64, so I went to dkoldies.com and checked out their prices, and wow, they're much higher than I remember. But here's a Nintendo 64 player pack, which is basically the console and a controller for $165, but it's on sale. It was $190, now it's $165. And when you scroll down, though, there's a controller upgrade. It's $30 more to get an original controller, even though there's an original controller in the picture. And it looks like they also have the option of getting an HDMI pack. If you want that, I wouldn't pick it up. But if I was to get a Nintendo 64 console with all the cords that are needed and one Nintendo 64 Nintendo branded controller, it's going to be $195, which is pretty expensive. I've gone ahead and flipped over to price charting, where it looks like a loose price, which is a console with a controller and the cords, on price charting, it's $58. After searching for eBay a little bit, I did notice one thing. They're going for around $80 to $90, which is a little bit more than price charting, but it could be just the system. There's a $70 one. So I'm thinking $70 to $80 is probably the good fair market value. So DK Oldies is just a little bit high. Let's go ahead and look up the NES now. Gone over to DK Oldies' website and looked up the NES console systems, and I found one that's just the console itself and a controller. Now, when you look that up, it says you're saving $90. Normally, they list this for $185, but now it's just $95, which is actually a huge discount. But if you scroll down, you see another $20 for a controller, which really puts this at $115 if you want a Nintendo branded controller and the NES. If you want the HDMI pack, you can also pay for that, but I wouldn't do that. So let's go ahead and head over to price charting and see if we can find out how expensive these NES consoles actually are selling for. And there's a bunch on here, but the most recent one says $70 with all the cords and a cable controller. So it's a lot cheaper than $115, but the price isn't as crazy as the Nintendo 64 was. So I'm going to go ahead and hop over to eBay sold listings and do the same search, because I want to make sure that you can see that this is kind of how it goes. Their prices are kind of all over the place, and I'm not really sure how they've decided this, but it is what it is. It looks like some systems are selling for $35, whereas two not tested. Okay, let's keep scrolling. Here's a good example on eBay sold listings. We've got an NES console with Mario Bros, which is basically the pack-in game that everyone has if you have an NES, and it's got a controller and the cables, and it's sold for $80 plus shipping, which shipping I'm not counting in this, because if you're buying online, most of the places either you have to pay shipping or they're paying shipping, so don't worry about that in this instance. But it looks like people are paying $80 to $90 to be realistic here. And so the $115 is a little bit expensive, but it's not drastically expensive, so I'm not too dissatisfied here. Last and final console I wanted to check out the price was for the GameCube. The GameCube is incredibly high for games and all that normally, so let's go ahead and see what DK Oldies has it for. And I think I want to go with the platinum one just because it is the cheapest. Oh, there's a black one as well that's just about the same price, but this one is a fan favorite, so let's go ahead and check it out right now. A GameCube Platinum Player Pack, which is a GameCube and a controller, is $165. But if you you want a normal controller, you can actually pay up for it. And I'm just going to go with another Platinum controller. I want to match my system here. $205. I'm not going to get the HDMI pack. $205 for a GameCube console is pretty expensive. Heading over to price charting, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Platinum GameCube again. And it looks like it's selling for around $90. And we can head over to eBay sold listings and check that out as well. I'll search up Platinum GameCube and we'll see how much it's selling for. There's a console by itself, no controllers or anything, for $65. One for, oh, that's modded. 140 complete, which is still cheaper than DK Oldies. There's one for $43. It's missing the cables and the controller. Okay, there's a 65. That one's 160. I don't know why that's so expensive. But it looks like 80 to 90 bucks is probably a good price to find this for. And for whatever reason, DK Oldies is selling it for $205. I actually want to pull up a game from each one of those systems that we were just talking about, and I think I want to start with Super Mario 64, and $35 is what they have it listed for, and cosmetically, oh my goodness, hold the phone. It's $70 normally. If you click cosmetically flawed, it's $35. So if you are just buying this to play it, and you don't care if it's beat up or the label's missing, it's $35. But if you want a good looking copy, it's gonna cost you $70, which is way more than I thought it was gonna be. So let's go ahead and head over to Super Mario 64 on price charting. And we'll see that $37 is how much the game is actually going for. So when I saw $35, I was thinking, okay, that's not that bad. I'll head over to eBay sold listings and check it out as well. But man, that's an expensive game. It's double. I don't understand. There's a 38, a 40. Okay, 35 to 40 for this game. I don't know why DK Oldies has it for $70. And I also don't like that it listed it for $35. You click on it, and then it's like $70 for a good copy. And you're like, oh man, I don't like that about it. That's a little annoying. But let's go ahead and go over to an NES game and see if we can get better prices. I'm thinking one of the Mario games as well. I think Mario 3 might be a good one, but Zelda's calling my name out here. So let's go ahead and look up Zelda. Oh, there you go, right away. If I go back and show it to you, it shows it as $34. You think, all right, cool. I'm going to get this game for actually a pretty decent price. And then you click on it, and it's $55. That's ridiculous. Now, I do see that if you click cosmetically flawed, it does drop it down to $34. But I don't like that. It's a little sketchy, a little shady. So let's go ahead and hop over and see how much this is on price charting and then eBay sold listings, because $26 for it on price charting. Okay, that's about what I would expect. Then we'll do Zelda NES on eBay sold listings and see how much it's going for over there. Okay, there's a 31. That's the second game. There's a 12. Oh, that's the second game as well. 26, 18. Okay, so 34 is still expensive, but 69 normally down to 55 is just crazy that they would even do this. But we gotta check out one game, and this one's really expensive. Heading back over to the GameCube section, I want to look up a very specific Zelda Twilight Princess. And as you can see here, it's normally $230 and it's $165, which seems like a good discount. But when you go and pull it up, there's some issues. So if you just want the game, you're going to pay $165. But MSRP is $230, which is pretty interesting. But if we click on the game case, a complete in box copy, you're looking at 200 bucks. So let's go ahead and head over and see if 165 and 200 bucks, how that looks on price charting and on eBay sold listings. First off, price charting has it at 86 bucks, which is half the price, and then 122, which is a little bit more than half, probably 60% of that value, which is crazy. But one last time, heading over to eBay sold listings and getting it on the GameCube is obviously a more expensive game. There's 120. There's a 65 if you're just getting it loose. There's 130. So 130 is a good, oh, there's a really cheap one. Someone got it for 100. 120, 130 is a good price for this game, but DK Oldies has it for 200, and it used to be 230. So that's really interesting to me, and I don't know why they do it like that. It seems a little sketchy when they say on the page before it, hey, this is a $60 game. You click on it, and then it's a $100 game because of the condition. I don't like that, and it's a little bit annoying. If you're gonna look for video games, maybe don't check out DK Oldies. If you want to laugh, go over to their website because it's pretty funny. But I'm gonna get out of here. Go check out video out right there. I've seen a bunch of people talking about this, which made me want to actually look it up myself, and I highly encourage you to do that. So just go and look up their prices and see if you like them or not. If you like them, buy the games and enjoy them. If you don't, go other places. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace. Don't forget to check that video out.